Hi, I'm Alex, and I want to talk about the Speicherstadt. This is a great game. The Stefan Feld game, one of my favorite Stefan Feld games. Shocking, right? I mean, Stefan Feld has a lot of very cool games. I like a lot of them, and this is one of my favorites. Now, it'll be hard for you to find this version, the Speicherstadt, because Stronghold games here in the U.S. came out with Jorvik, which is the exact same game, but it comes with the expansion. There's an expansion that came with Speicherstadt. Well, it didn't come with Speicherstadt. You had to buy it. I was never able to find it. But it comes, the expansion comes as part of the base game in Jorvik. Now, I've played both of these, same game, it's just different art, different theme. I prefer the Speicherstadt, that's why I'm highlighting Speicherstadt. So, basically, this is, let me give you the quick overview here. The Speicherstadt, you're the head of a large trading house in Hamburg's warehouse district. Looks something like that. This is a very, very German game, right? It's very local to Hamburg. Anyway, you're the head of a large trading house in Hamburg's warehouse district, the Speicherstadt, and using a bidding and buying system. So in the beginning of the game, you are going to be bidding for cards. So in a 3-player game, there'll be 4 cards out there, and I'll show you the board in a second, and you'll bid for those. So in that process, you purchase trade cards. Now, these cards give you, for instance, ships loaded with cargo. There's the example. Once a card like this comes out, you go into the little bag and you take out, little cubes that'll go in here, and there'll be different resources. Once you get the cargo, you can take it to your contractors, and these cards will come out as well, and you'll collect them, you'll pay for them, and these are your contractors. You're trying to, here you'd put a yellow cube, a red cube, a brown cube, a white cube, and you would fulfill this contract and get 11 victory points at the end of the game. So ships loaded with cargo, contractors, or firemen, these will come out. You'll buy these as well. These are important because there are 4 seasons in the game. Basically 4 little packets of cards, A, B, C, and D. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. And in each season, there'll be a fire at the Speicherstadt. If I understand correctly, I don't know, that actually happened at the Speicherstadt in Hamburg. So you would get these because when the fire comes out, you'll need to be able to put that fire out, defend the fire, and you'll need these firemen to do that. So basically, you collect points for your activities, and in the end, the player with the highest score wins the game. Let me show you the board real quick. I mean, I just like the art for Speicherstadt. I mean, look at that. I just enjoy it. But anyway, so let's say this card comes out, right? And it's always one more card. So if we played a 3-player game, 4 cards would come out, right? So let's say this card comes out, and you would put your meeple, your little guy, on top of here. So it's sort of a bidding process. If you win, if nobody puts any more of their meeples there above you, then you buy this for 1 coin. Now, you only get 5 coins at the beginning of this game, and money in this game are hard to come by. Here, let me quickly show you the money for Speicherstadt. Yeah, look at that. Shiny. It's cardboard, but it's shiny. I really like it. Here's the money for Jorvik. Not shiny. Okay. Starter player for Jorvik. It looks like an anchor, but it's actually like a little hammer. and the start player token for Speicherstadt, which is a metal coin. Very nice. But anyway, so the card will come out, and if you put your little guy, your little meeple there on top, that means at the end of the round, because each player has 3 meeples that they will be putting here in this auctioning process. You would buy for 1. Now, if you have your meeple there and somebody puts another one up there, now it's going to cost you 2 coins to buy this card. And if somebody puts a meeple on top of there, now it's going to cost you 3 coins to buy this card. So on your turn, you could just say, okay, forget it, I'm not going to buy it. And that means that the second person here gets this for 2, because there would be another one on top, as per my example. Or they could just say, forget it, I don't want it either. So that means the person that was up here will now get this for 1. So it's a sort of bidding process. You start buying these cards, and whoever has most points at the end of the game wins. I really like it. Here is you get this for Speicherstadt, which kind of helps you. You can change 3 resources for 1, or you can exchange 2 resources for a coin. And this is what you get in Jorvik, which is very similar. You know, it gives you the same sort of thing, but it's 1 card for Speicherstadt, and it's this board here for Jorvik. So the deck, and the same thing with Jorvik, right? It's set up in a little packet for winter. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I like that. I like the art on that. I enjoy that. Anyway, winter, and then you have spring, and you have summer, and you have the fall. And look, it's raining. And at the end of all that, at the very bottom, you have the last fire card, which is worth 4. In other words, it's a 4-alarm fire, and you have to put that out with your firemen, and you'll get a couple of these throughout the game, and so you're managing sort of these cards and these resources so you can take care of the fires when they do come out. Here's the rule book for Jorvik, and you know, I always find these big manuals here just a bit cumbersome and awkward. You know, I prefer this. It's more like it's easier to look at. Right? The rules are very good on both of these games. Very easy to understand the game. The Speicherstadt, of course, comes with quick entry, but the rule book for Jorvik is great as well. And like I said in the beginning, Jorvik comes with the expansion. Here they call it the Jarl game. Now, like I said, I prefer Speicherstadt. I just like the art better. I just enjoy it. Here, for several decades during the Viking Age, just a little flavor copy. Part of England were occupied by the Norsemen. One of the largest cities under their control became a flourishing center of trade and artisanship. The Vikings called the city and its surroundings Kingdom Jorvik. Today it's known as City of York. That's in the north of Yorkshire. I've been to England many times. I visit frequently, and I usually do go to Yorkshire. It's wonderful there. Holmfirth, Derbyshire. I love the Midlands in general. But anyway, even so, I prefer Speicherstadt to Jorvik in terms of art. And let me show you some of the cards for Jorvik. I don't know. I mean, it's nice art, right? I've played this version of the game before. Now, in regards to the expansion, the Speicherstadt does not come with the expansion. It's just a base game, and I enjoy it just as well. I'm fine with playing it without the expansion. The expansion really you know, it helps you mess up the other players more. Like if you know that a player wants a certain card, right? In the expansion, if those cards come out in another little board up on top, you can put your meeple there to just make it more difficult for them to get it. I have played with the expansion before. I just like the base game. I think it's fine the way it is. I've played it 2-player, 3-player, and it works as a 2-player for me. You know, a lot of times auction games don't work too well with 2 players, but in this case, this type of auction that Stefan Feld put together here works. Now, I understand why they didn't re-release this and came out with Jorvik, because I think the market here in the U.S., I mean, you know, this is hard to pronounce. It's like I said, it's in Hamburg. It's very German, and to appeal, I guess, to a wider audience here in the U.S., coming out with Jorvik. Probably a good marketing choice. I asked my daughter, just based on art. My daughter hasn't played this game before, but I asked her which one would she play just based on the art, and it took her all of 2 seconds to say Jorvik. So, you know, the marketing does work. It's a wonderful game, a wonderful Stefan Feld game. I know Stefan Feld, some of his games are being re-released, which I think is fantastic, because I like Stefan Feld as a designer, and I like his games. But like I said earlier, this is one of my favorites, Speicherstadt. If you want to play it, get Jorvik. See ya.